a 20-year-old. So we've got Darian Skerritt of Antigua and Barbuda on the outside. And Wilkins of Mauritius in 8. But we're looking out really for a semi in lane 7. They made the final of the 100 meters, raced last night. And Dwight St. Hilaire in lane 4. That's Ojeli of Nigeria in 3. So 8 heats in the men's 200 meters. This is the first of them. 2 to go through automatically from each heat.
Set.
Cleanly away. There's a little bit of a stumble from Stewart of Guyana in the middle. But again, a semi. He made that final of the 100 meters moving nicely, as is St. Hilaire of Trinidad and Tobago. So to Ojeli. And Ojeli trying to get back into it on the inside, but this is impressive from Emmanuel Assemi. My goodness, he opens that gap quite easily and then just closes down to 20.44 to take it. Dwight St. Hilaire was there as well. Yeah, to come through as the second automatic qualifier. But a decent run, you know, that's his season's best time. When you come off the back of that late night final, he was 7th in the final in the 100. And you wonder how they're going to fare, and he's come out full of running.
Yeah, and you get the feeling that, you know, he's obviously in good form. He just doesn't start very well in the 100 meters, and he's always playing catch-up. So that means in the 200, as we saw here, he's got more chance to get up with top speed and maintaining it well. Very powerful, but he looks nice and relaxed here. Interesting contrast of styles there, because St. Hilaire, who's, you know, really experienced on the circuit, but you see his kind of more leaning back style action. But yes, he's looked very good, Assemi, at these games right here. So for whatever reason, rising to the occasion here in Birmingham, in what could be a fairly open 200 meters.
Yeah, very impressive in that home straight once he gets that big frame moving. Emmanuel Assemi, he's an automatic qualifier along with Dwight St. Hilaire. Ojeli, 21.12. Again, he's got a good chance of going through as one of the 8 non-automatic qualifiers.
Some field event action in this morning session. First up, Anna Purchase looking to qualify for Saturday's final. 68 meters is auto qualifying. Purchase opening throw is a long one. It's over 65 meters. Likely to make it through to the final. It's shy of that auto qualifying line of 68 meters. But we have 17 athletes in one pool, top 12 to go through. Purchase, a US-based English thrower. Disappointed for Charlotte Payne not to be here. Sure, she would have made light work of this qualification process too, but not selected. Surprisingly, but Purchase was, and is off to a good start. 66.45. So pre-event favourite, Cameron Rogers, looks pretty much unbeatable on paper. Was a silver medalist in those recent World Championships. Commonwealth debut, though. Slightly off balance. Look how far this is over that qualifying line. That's how good she is. And that's why I have no hesitation in using that line, unbeatable. However, hammer throwing comes with its jeopardy. Getting it out into the field is sometimes a bit of an effort, but Cameron Rogers made that look very comfortable indeed. Strong, balanced, very good rhythm. And super proficient throw for Rogers. 74.68, it's a games record, and it's only qualifying. So another athlete fancying their chances. It's well, all in the wake of that huge throw from Cameron Rogers of Canada. This is Julia Radcliffe of New Zealand, Commonwealth silver medalist last time round, just saving herself. And bang on, that's auto qualifying, or just beyond it. So perfect possible start for the Kiwi. Can remove her throwing shoes and get ready for Saturday's final, 7 p.m. Saturday evening for Hammer fans. looks a bit of a foregone conclusion. The rest must be wondering what can they do to challenge Cameron Rogers. And Julia Radcliffe likely to put up the best fight. 68.73, another auto qualifier. So they were the three best that we've seen so far. Amber Simpson, good throw, 65.67 in 5th place. The Welsh thrower going through to that final. So only qualifying, all the distances will be wiped, and the top 12 only to progress to the final. And 5 athletes miss out.
Well, another nice day in the sunshine. A little cooler today, around about 18, 19 degrees this morning. Just about t-shirt weather. But great crowds again this morning. Lots of action for them to enjoy. They've just had those 1500-meter heats. Men's 200 will wrap it up. Plenty of action in the field as well, and that men's decathlon continuing. Been great to see so many youngsters here as well. Those flags have been flying rather stiffly in the breeze since the start of the athletics, but down on the track's not quite as windy as that. So heat 2 with Onwuzurike, the, I'm going to say former world junior champion. The junior championships happening in Cali at the moment. Saminu of Ghana, Abbas of Pakistan, Mason of Grenada, Chance of Guyana, Saeed of Maldives, and Mbelina from Cameroon. Now he false started in the 100 meters. We'll be hoping for better here. Hassan Saeed of Maldives. His personal best goes all the way back to 2016. He managed to run that in India. Aaron's a chance. 400-meter runner. Having a go at 200 meters here. Troy Mason of Grenada, just 20 years of age, just kind of finding his way a little bit. It was a shame we didn't get Karani James at these championships. He could have maybe done a double, but would have loved to have seen him in the 400. Sadly, wasn't to be the case. Shahjar Abbas of Pakistan ran in the 100 meters heats, and then Jaminu of Ghana in lane 3. Only a PB of 21.58, but looks like he's raring to go here. So this should be the one to watch, a 19-year-old. And if we're talking about junior records, he was holding the junior record for his area, for Africa, until Tobago of Botswana broke it in Cali yesterday, ran 19.99, the really talented Botswanian teenager. So Onwuzurike still 20.08. He's a very talented 200-meter runner, good at the 100 as well. Chose the 200 meters here. He's in lane 2. First 2 to go through, don't forget. On the outside, and Mbelina will be hoping he can join his teammate. Seen a semi already through. Right on the inside, and Onwuzurike with a very good start. And the two athletes on the inside and on the outside, perhaps just about going to be 1 and 2, although Saminu running very well indeed, and Mbelina just going backwards a little bit and coming quickly through his Abbas. Look how fast he's just accelerating. Goes past the Nigerian on the inside, 21.12. And Onwuzurike looked as though he was taking it very easy. I'm surprised, though, that he didn't keep that going a little bit. And I'm just watching him walk off a little tentatively as Abbas came through really strongly there.
He's limping.
I think he is limping. Just wonder whether he hurt himself, because he was, there he is. He's such a talent. He's a low 22nd man, and he's bending down now.
Yeah, we couldn't see there as he was walking off with his upper body, but we were looking down with our naked eye, and he was limping off. He was expecting better from Onwuzurike there. Moves nicely around the bend, and at this position here, you think, right, good, he's going to just pull away and then ease it down, but it didn't play out like that at all, and I just wonder. Yeah, I mean, already, even there, he looks he looks uncomfortable there. You can see he's struggling.
Yeah, you could see about halfway down the home straight, his action changed, and it doesn't look great for him. Let's just watch this on isolation. He has a nice bend. He's got a really good, comfortable, lovely action. And it just starts to kind of change down here. Just watch. He comes under a little bit of pressure as well. Look at that there. Just almost a lean little forward. It's not what you expect to see. And then from then on, he's trying to hold on. It'd be a shame, though, because he should have been one of the big contenders here.
Yeah, something happened there. He almost got a little hitch kick as something's gone or happened. I mean, it might be something none too serious, but that was, yeah, very worrying for Udodi and Muzarike.
So Muzarike finished second there, 21.18. Abbas with a really good performance from the athlete from Pakistan, 21.12. And just looking behind there, Simino with a personal best, 21.32.
Lap of honour, thinking he'd won the gold medal before he was told he'd been disqualified, sort of impeding Jareem Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, who was upgraded to gold, and Zarnell Hughes disqualified. So starting here in lane 4 in this third of the 8 first round heats and the 200 meters. This is Mike Nyanga. You see Mokamba on his, yes, but Nyanga, as is known. Now, Ferdi Omanyala winning the 100-meter gold sprinting in Kenya. Men's sprinting is perhaps on the rise. Dlamini of Eswatini, Swaziland is now known. He goes in lane 8. Aliou Diouf of the Gambia. National best of 21.24. Now, there's some youngsters in this one. Ruben Lee Seong, the 19-year-old Singapore champion. Making a PB just outside 21 seconds. Obaya Timbachi of Vanuatu, another 19-year-old. And then the welcome for Zarnell Hughes. And major championships have, you can see he's just taken aback with that there. They all know they're going to get that welcome, but it's still, it really does hit them. Johnny Key of Samoa, 18-year-old, youngest in this lineup. And then Rakibul Hassan of Bangladesh, the Bangladesh champion on the inside. As Zarnell Hughes mentioned, the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, where it went wrong after he thought he'd won the gold medal. Disqualified for that impeding of Jareem Richards. And then at the Tokyo last year, the Olympics, a false start. 100 he was disqualified. But a real chance here to challenge for the medals. 2 to go through automatically. Nyanga of Kenya on the outside, perhaps favoured to go through here with Zarnell Hughes.
Set.
He's sort of late to rise, and then he just powers away. Zarnell Hughes already just easing his way past Timbachi of Vanuatu, and now powering his way past the rest of the field. This is impressive from Zarnell Hughes so far. Look at the gap he's got as he comes round the bend. Nyanga of Kenya is alone in second place, but Zarnell Hughes can now really start to ease his way to the line. Not too much shutting it down there from Zarnell Hughes, and that's why he's run 20.3. That and a little bit of a breeze behind as well in the home straight, but it doesn't help all the way around in a 200 meters. So that was good. That was very, very good indeed from Zarnell Hughes. And again, you saw the smile on his face when he heard that noise, that roar from the crowd on the blocks, and you cannot help but be lifted by that.
Oh, wow, that looked like the old popped cork, didn't it? Somebody who was wanting to get on with it and show what he can do, getting the chance to contest his 200 meters here at the Commonwealth Games, and didn't need to run that quick, but that's just perhaps something that athletes feel good about doing, want to feel the track, feel good, run a good bend. He ran very wide on the bend, I noticed. Probably wanted to make sure he wasn't getting anywhere near that line. But yes, very good. It'll all warm up when we get to the semi-finals. Fairly straightforward qualification for the better athletes. Of course, he is one of those.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a statement. Get some more statements from him now. He's talking to Jeanette.
Yeah, a statement run indeed. And I'm not going to lie, Zana, this is the happiest I've ever seen you after the first round of a 200.
I'm enjoying myself. This is my event. The crowd is amazing. Absolutely blown my mind when they introduced my name just now. The energy I needed. I'm just having fun out here, executing round by round.
And for you, coming off the back of Oregon, not the result that you wanted, of course, did it give you the fuel and the fire knowing that you had this competition and the 200 as well to be able to come to?
Most definitely. What's happening in Oregon is behind me now. This is my main focus. I'm here, home proud. I'm looking forward to participating well.
And just tell us how you felt down that home straight when you heard the crowd roaring and how much more you've got left in the tank in the next couple of rounds as well.
There's a lot more there. As you can see, I was having a nice stroll in the park. Just a little training session just now. Felt pretty good. Just try to stay relaxed as much as possible. Trust my speed endurance, and do what I have to do and qualify.
We look forward to seeing it. Well done today.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the crowd.
Yes, he ran the 100 in Oregon at the World Championships, semi-finalist there, but as he said in that interview, this is his event where he feels most comfortable, and comfortably through, more than comfortably through, very quick, and Nyanga of Kenya also going through.
Fourth heat, Bangura, Sierra Leone is in lane 6, and then the defending champion, Andrew was talking about what happened in the Gold Coast 4 years ago. Jareen Richards ended up with the gold medal after having been impeded by Zarnell Hughes, and he's had a very good return to form since then. He's had a bit an indifferent 2-3 years, but very, very good. 2022, Richards is the world indoor champion at 400 meters. So a Hazel inside entrance in Kitson Nevis, and then Matsenjwa from Eswatini. That personal best set last year. He had a cracking 2021. Not so good this year, although signs at the World Championships of a return to form. So let's watch him. Sengenjo from Gambia on the inside in lane 2. So top 2 to go through. It should really be Richards. It should be a stroll for him. Matsenjwa in lane 3. Got a chance there. You can see the qualification still 21.96. That's not very quick at all. We'll get you through, but these heats not really sorting out the main contenders. The semi-finals will a little more. So the defending champion, Jareen Richards of Trinidad and Tobago, in lane 5. Nicely out, Richards got a very good start. Hazel not too bad inside him as well, and then Matsenjwa in lane 3 also ran a good bend here, and the two of them just going to come ahead a metre or so ahead of the field and then just extend that lead. Richards has a little look across to say, do you want to race me? Not really. 20.68, again that wind helping down the home straight, but very comfortable indeed. It's been he's having a great year, and it's been a tough year. His very good friend Dion Lendor, who's one of Trinidad and Tobago's great athletes, was at the Commonwealth Games in the relay team for them 4 years ago, sadly killed in a car crash in January, and he's talked a lot about how his performances are being fueled a little bit by that this year, Andrew, and 6 at the World Champs. He'll be hoping he can retain this title.
Yes, and he looks so easy. As a contrast to Zarnell Hughes' race, who ran 20.3, but he was running pretty hard, Zarnell Hughes. Again, he was fueled by that crowd, and you could almost feel the adrenaline coursing through the veins of Hughes, whereas Richards was looking round from the bend, and he's got a lovely running action. He's not a hugely muscular runner. He's balanced. He's just floats over the track, and he was jogging his way home, but it was a pretty easy 20.6 or thereabouts. So I think that was equally impressive.
Yep, very good. Matsenjwa, the expected second place ahead of the others. Warren Hazel, pretty good performance there. At the moment, that will have him as one of the qualifiers as well.
Well, here's the leader of the decathlon after the first event, the 100 meters in the long jump third round for the Grenadian. 7.46 already on the board. He normally loses ground to the field in these first two events because he's a very good shot, javelin and discus. The throws very much his strength, but no such luck for his opposition here, because he put in a really fast 100 meters and his long jump's going pretty well here too. It looks as though he's improved in this third attempt. Good following wind on all jumps. Victor, 7.46, the season's best. Super start to his decathlon. Kendrick Thompson then. Thompson ran 11.18 in that 100 meters. And around 7.5 meters, a similar kind of distance as we saw Linda Victor, the Bahamian. Opened with 7.03, backed it up with 6.97, so this will improve. It's a valid jump with space to spare. Has salvaged his second event of this decathlon. Nice effort this for Thompson. It's 7.43. He'll find out soon. He'll be pleased with this. Taking his time to come on his scoreboard. Yeah, good jump, pressure jump, just 3 efforts, and his work's done. So there's the result of the long jump. Alec Diamond ahead of his teammate Cedric Double. Linda Victor, though, led that first event, the 100 meters, and be interested to see how that equates to the overall scores. So after 2 events, it is Cedric Double has gone. Well, he hasn't gone ahead. He's gone equal to Linda Victor, 1,840 points apiece. It's going to be a tussle between those two, as we said earlier, and it couldn't be any closer after 2. Shot put starts in around 10 minutes or so. They'll whittle across to the infield, and 3 throws in the shot put. Adesina of Nigeria, 1.81 m, which likely to be enough to qualify for the final. Unusual run-up that for the Nigerian, but got a foot underneath herself and managed to clear 1.81 with some daylight, I'd say, as well. Good arm work, really used the double arm drive there to pop up, and nice clearance that. Perfect card. Rose Yeboah of Ghana, 20 years of age. First Commonwealth Games, third time clearance for her. Delighted for the youngster to get that the third attempt. Good pressure jump, 1.81 m, a season's best to get through to Saturday's final. Super jump.
So again, I never cease to be amazed by the crowds that'll come in for morning sessions in the UK in particular. It only happens in very, very few countries. But once again, a huge crowd in, Scottish rugby jersey in as well. So, and a huge number of youngsters in as well. Cheaper tickets for the children. So enjoying the athletics or enjoying lunch or whatever is in front of them. Oh, now we have disqualification. It does happen in the 200, but that's the Samoan from Heat 4, who is clearly not just on the line, but he was over it for a while. So, and disqualified, didn't affect the qualifiers, but anyway, it really can happen in the 200 meters as they come around the bend. We've got a non-starter in this one from Nauru. Jiri Agegi doesn't start, but really we're looking for Kyle Grayo, an experienced Trinidadian, and also Joseph Amoa of Ghana. Singapore with a big team at this Commonwealth Games in athletics, and Xander Ho, a 22-year-old, goes on the outside here in the 5th of 8 heats in the 200 meters. St. Lucia with representation from Leninkish Leonce. And Jonathan Dendy for Papua New Guinea. So there's Kyle Gray. Well, we've seen Jareem Richards looking very good in the previous heat. Kyle Gray, I suppose he's just getting on a little bit more now, 34, but a man who did go below 20 seconds a few years ago. Esbon Ochieng of Kenya goes in lane 5 with Farooq Mponda of Malawi. And we see so many youngsters in the Commonwealth Games. It's their first real experience of a major championships. And there's Joseph Amoah in his second Commonwealth Games. And again, a man who's gone close to 20 seconds, a little bit off that this season, 20.4 his best. Yes, so many youngsters, and as Steve was mentioning, the World Under-20 Championships taking place in Colombia at the moment. In fact, the final of the 200 is tonight. Letsile Tebogo, outstanding talent. He's only just turned 19 in Botswana, and he could have been here, but the World Under-20 Championships is a big, big deal as well. And so he's chosen to compete there. That is a name that you may well hear more and more and more of, Letsile Tebogo. Here we're looking out for Kyle Greo of Trinidad and Tobago in lane 6, Joseph Amoah of Ghana in lane 3. The other two expected to go through automatically.
Set.
Cleanly away. And already moving well is Ochieng of Kenya. Keep an eye on him as well. And on the outside, Leonce of St. Lucia is moving nicely, but Amoah on the inside. And now Greo starts to move, and Ochieng of Kenya is really fading badly. Joseph Amoah coming through to take it, and it will be Kyle Greo in second place. 20.57, good run, and the wind had dropped just a fraction to a legal mark. And that was pretty good. Joseph Amoah is one of the more experienced athletes out there, and just ran a nice bend and then brought it home in a very controlled fashion. We saw that Ochieng of Kenya had gone blasting out, but he really went backwards in the home straight.
Yeah, nice run from Amoah. All of the main contenders have negotiated this fairly straightforwardly. We'll get good draws, with the exception of was Enrique, wasn't it, who we might think might be injured. But when you looked at the best times coming into this 200 meters at the Commonwealth Games, Amoah was right up there, so he would have expected to qualify easily. Kyle Greo with that late surge down the home straight, getting through as well. One more heat to come.
So Amoah going through with Kyle Greo. Both automatically, 21.22 for Leonce. That is quick enough at the moment. Ochieng as well. We've got how many heats to go? 3 to go, I think.
Right, thank you, Andrew. Back to the athletics shortly, but let's bring you right up to the
Turner on the comparison as well. Let's get back to the track now, though. Back to the stadium and to Steve Graham and Andrew Coffey.
Well, we just had a huge roar as Adam Jamili was introduced to the crowd. He's going in lane 7 in this final heat of the 200 meters, and Adam will be hoping to try and please everybody, including himself. Really has been completely out of sorts this year, and he said he's been dealing with all sorts of issues which were documented at the World Championships. As we just go through the other athletes here, Lifa Bunting Galton of Jamaica right on the inside, a 24-year-old. Joe Chadwick also goes for Guernsey in this in lane 6, the 20-year-old. Right on the outside we'll have Julius Morris from Montserrat. And Morris said that in his day he was very, very good, but he hasn't hardly raced at all in the last 3-4 years. In fact, his race in the 100 meters is only one of the champs. Sorry, only one of the year. So Adam Jamili looking for a confidence booster, a way back here. Former Commonwealth medalist. Top 2 to go through. Final heat. Morris outside him from Montserrat. Galton all the way on the inside for Jamaica into
set.
Jamili getting off to a reasonable start and already running down Morris. very good bend as ever from Adam Jamili. Goldson right on the inside with Bunton and Lifa close, but Adam Jamili's got to last this out now. And this is where he's been struggling a little bit with his 200-meter running, but he's doing it much better today. Can look across, 20.92. Well, that'll help. That'll give him a bit of confidence. Might get a bit of belief going for Adam Jamili. He's loved having the attention of the crowd here this morning. All of the home country athletes have had a brilliant reception, and Jamili no different. One of the more well-known names, of course, in the England team. But it has been a difficult period, and you know, he's talked about his coaching setup and got himself into a little bit of a pickle with the media, I think, at the World Championships as well.
Yeah, I mean, he wears his emotions quite visibly, and I think if he's in a good place mentally, I mean, well, there's an example of the psychology of sport. If he's in a good place mentally, then he will run better. But yeah, he's great up to 100 meters there, and just laboring slightly over the last 20-30 meters, but he needs to have the confidence. He needs to be in a happy place. As I mentioned, you know, even getting dropped from the 4x1 going into the final in the World Championships, you know, it was not a good time for him in Oregon, but this is perhaps where he can re-find himself.
Yeah, and he still has that ability to run that very good bend, but you can see here it's this part of the race where he's just looking a little bit tight, and you know, he does ease back a little bit towards the end, but when it comes to the semi-final, we've seen people looking very comfortable at 20.3, 20.4, and he's got to be able to rediscover that, really. Doesn't want to be kind of fighting it down the home straight, just needs to try and stay a little bit more relaxed if he can. But that's it, first one out of the way. Never too easy in the first round. I might have misled everybody. There is one more heat to come. But the official result there, 20.92 for Adam Jamili. Goldson did just get the nod from Bunton right on the inside. The Jamaican going through as well. A couple of PBs and season's best behind them all. Adam is now with Jeanette.
Thank you very much. Adam is here with me. Automatic qualification off the back of what was a real tough time for you out in the States. And for you to be able to do this, get the crowd and the track under your feet, it must feel really good.
Yeah, I'm happy to come out here. It was quite an early start today, so I think everyone just wanted to qualify safely, try and save as much energy as possible, which I felt like I was trying to do. So, yeah, made the next round. It's just Champs Run is simple. Run 3 races, you win them, victory. So I'm taking it race by race, and I'm into the semis tomorrow. So.
Is that the approach that's working best for you now, Adam? Because you're experienced at this level, aren't you now? And you know how it works, you know how it goes. How much of the mindset has to change for you to be able to perform on the track at these championships?
That's where it all comes from, experience. Regardless of how fit you are, the form you're in, illnesses, whatever, outside distractions, it has to come back to experience. And for me, I've done this plenty of times, so I had to tap into that, and yeah, it was enough to get me through, so I'm happy. Just
very quickly, 10 years ago, London 2012, you were so young, you're there on the track in London, and to be in front of that home crowd, and then this, the noise in the atmosphere must really spur and drive you on.
It's ridiculous. It's a morning session, and we've got a full stadium full of fans. It's like, why are we not having more events in the UK? It's outrageous. So, no, it was so humbling, the reception I got. I said it did rival very close to what they gave me in 2012. So, yeah, I can't complain.
Well done. We'll see you in the semi-final.
Cheers, guys.
We have another, again, we've talked about this theme of the talent coming through in Nigerian sprinting, and Akintola, the 20-year-old, goes in 6th, and Dan Kibiasi of Kenya on the inside has also been running pretty well. Taib of Malaysia on the outside. He's based in Australia. Brock Mabupe of the Solomon Islands goes in lane 7. The wind seems to have picked up and the sun disappearing. It's not quite chilly, but it's not quite as warm as it's been in previous days. So here is Alaba Akintola, the 20-year-old, the Nigerian champion. Ran 20.26 back in May, but again, someone who studies in the United States at Tennessee, and they can be long, long seasons. You've got to keep that form going through to August. Doesn't sound late, but sometimes it's difficult to keep that form going. The Sean Crowley you saw in lane 5, and Denzel Adem of the Seychelles in lane 4. Sean Crowley of St. Helena, I should have said, in lane 5. And Jeremy Dodson of Samoa, well, a New York born and raised, but runs for Samoa. It's his second Commonwealth Games at the age of 34, and there is Dan Kiviasi Asamba. Has run 20.73. You can see there a new personal best this season. That was done at altitude though, so he's just take the edge off that, but should be challenging for one of the top 2 places here. Again, throughout these heats here, you see these are the times as well that will get you as one of the 8 fastest non-automatic qualifiers, and 21.32, good enough for that at the moment. With 2 heats remaining here. So you've got Kiviasi Asamba on the inside, and Akintola in lane 6, the 20-year-old Nigerian. Really one to look out for here.
Set.
Cleanly away, a very good start for Akintola. He's already just easing his way around this bend. He's a short and muscular figure. A good run from Asamba on the inside of Kenya, though. And Akintola just having to work hard here. He's coming under pressure from Taib. And Taib coming through to take that second automatic qualifying place for Malaysia. That was a surprise. 20.76 the winning time for Asamba. That's not far from his PB, which mentioned was at altitude. So that's a good run, and a very, very good run for Alex Nasir Taib of Malaysia on the outside. Disappointing for Akintola, although again we had highlighted, you know, you see these times that are run by US college students, as the Nigerian is, and then sometimes you come to the major championships later in the year and it's not quite there.
Yeah, and he's reaching for it, isn't he? You can see there his race is spent at this point, you know, and he's trying to hang on to it. It really wasn't the finish that he would have wanted, by contrast to Kiviasi, who looks nice and smooth and relaxed and bouncing off the track. And well done by Nasir Taib, right on the outside. Malaysian with a big performance there. Just wait and see the results, whether he wouldn't have been too far off. Certainly a season's best, not too far away anyway.
Yeah, just outside it, but a very, very good run indeed. And he was finishing strongly, Akintola going backwards. So Nigeria having a couple of disappointments so far from the Nigerian men in the 200 meters. Well, an injury as well. That is disappointment though. So Asamba and Nasir Taib going through automatically, 21.28. I'm just trying to see, I think that will just about be quick enough. We'll confirm that in 1 heat time.
As we move to what is now the final heat in the men's 200 meters. Good to see Brendan Rodney here. So many of the Canadian sprinters decided not to come, including Andre de Grasse, Aaron Brown, Jerome Blake. They could have had all sorts of people here, but he will be a contender perhaps for them. Simon Rijo of Anguilla. We've got Sanjay Weeks, Montserrat. Let's just go through them from the outside. And Kamau is at Papua New Guinea. Then we've got Holder of Guyana. Then in this lane here, Adama Jame from Gambia. Dylan Edwin of St. Lucia. St. Lucia already won a medal. Julian Alfred in the 100 meters for women. She didn't come out in the 200 sadly this morning, but he will be hoping that he can make it through to the semi-finals. Sanjay Weeks of Montserrat, only 17, 23.19 personal best set this year. He may well improve that here. Let's hope he can. Simon of Anguilla competed at the Commonwealth Games himself as just a 17-year-old 4 years ago on the Gold Coast. And the aforementioned Brendan Rodney was in their gold medal winning relay team, surprised the USA and everybody else. De Grasse on the last leg for them at the World Championships in Eugene. So he is in lane 2.
On your marks.
And again, just to remind you, top 2 to go through. The qualifying times you just saw there, 21.30, still good enough to get you in. It only had 5 names on there because 3 have already qualified. They don't have any more athletes left after this. So theoretically, in theory, all 5 of these could go, all 7 could go through if they were all quick enough.
Set.
Rodney a little slow out of the blocks right on the inside. Edwin has started quickly for St. Lucia right in the middle as well. And Kamau of Papua New Guinea's got a good start. But Rodney now running a very good bend indeed. And Edwin and the two of these just pulling well away from everybody else. Brendan Rodney of Canada looking good. Pretty swift run from him, 20.84. Edwin clear in second. Kamau may have just tipped the rest for a third spot, but a long way behind the top two. Well, no issues for Brendan Rodney. As we were saying, Andrew, it'll be the semi-finals where we start to really map out who could be a real contender.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of heats in the first round, a lot of thinning out of some pretty thin heats already, but there have been some high-quality runners, and once you get into the semi-finals, it gets very, very serious indeed. And expected contenders have been going through, and Rodney was favoured there, and in pretty tight lane for him as well on the inside, but managed it well, and didn't have a helping wind down the home straight either that some of the others had. So a decent enough opener for the Canadian.
So that the final heat with the winning time 20.84, 21.19, and sadly, although I said all of them could have made it through, none of them did. Sadly, so 21.67 for Kamau will not be quick enough. We may have all of the qualifiers for you here. 24 athletes will advance to the 3 semi-finals, headed up by a very swift run from Zarnell Hughes. Semi looked good as well, didn't he? Jareem Richards, the defending champion. All men who will be thinking they've got an opportunity. Just seen Brendan Rodney going through. Jamili, well, depending on the semi-final draw, and he'll be hoping he can at least make it to the final, but he will have to run a fair bit quicker than that which was necessary in this first round. And there we see most of the athletes who qualified by time.